Hey everybody, Jake here and welcome to New Release Roundup number 23. Yes, the Michael Jordan number. Is this going to be the GOAT of New Release Roundups? We'll find out. I've got a couple of stacks of movies to talk about today. We got this big boy right here, and we have this one, which is just as mighty over here. We got a couple Deaf Crocodile titles, the first in my collection. They've got very cool box sets. Got a couple of VHSs, one brand spanking new, one not. We also have a lot from Kino Lorber. We've got some Star Wars and Marvel Steelbooks. We've got some Arrow Video, some 88 films, a little bit of everything. So if you like talking about new release physical media, pickup video showcasing everything that there is to offer, make sure you give me a like, a subscribe. I should be at 10,000 followers. That was my goal for 2024. I hit it just in the nick of time. So if you like this, let's keep the train rolling and hit subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. But let's waste no more time and start with a movie that I absolutely love. And I'm wearing the t-shirt I got as I got a press kit for Pulp Fiction, which is very much a dream come true for me because Pulp Fiction is one of like the 5 movies that really got me started loving movies. I've talked about it before. The first one was the Back to the Future trilogy, but really when I was a senior in high school, junior or senior in high school, I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time, blew my brain wide open, decided to dig into this man's filmography. Quentin Tarantino is still my favorite director just because I feel like every movie he has made is just completely original, even though he's taken a lot from other films. Like, I get that, but he's definitely got a style, and I love his style so much. I will say this collector's edition, this box is very basic. I wish they would have put more love and care into this. But on the other hand, we've got the classic Pulp Fiction slipcover artwork for the poster, and then the slipcover has a nice pop-up. We need more pop-up slipcovers in my life because I could do this for a very long time. This is very fun. I'm a child. I could do it forever. But let's slide this sucker out. Showcase off the 4K right here. There's the front. There's the back. We've got a 4K and a Blu-ray right here. And yeah, Pulp Fiction is perfection, man. Not my favorite Tarantino. I think Django Unchained is still my favorite, but I need to go back and revisit his entire filmography. Need to watch this in 4K for the first time. I have the 4K Steelbook back there. I have 2 different versions of Pulp Fiction now. Give me 10 different versions of Pulp Fiction and I will eat it all up. We open this sucker up like so, and we have a few items in here. First up, we have some little tiny cute character cards here, the tiniest I've ever seen. These are almost wallet size. I know they're not, but they seem like it compared to the big suckers that we'll get with other box sets. We also have, what exactly was this called? A lobby card, a replica contact sheet. There we go. I'll make that up and close for you just so you can see some of the images on there. And then last but not least, we've got some stickers of some cute logos from the film. And with the press kit that I got the Big Kahuna Burger shirt. I got a wallet that says Bad Mother Effer on it, which I have wanted ever since I saw the movie for the first time. I got some Jack Rabbit Slims matches and a deck of playing cards that looked like Red Apple cigarettes. And those are all littered around my collection as pieces of flair because I love to have flair in my collection. It just gives it that extra character pops that I think collections absolutely need. I love movies, but I'd love to showcase my love of movies more than just having a lot of movies, if that makes sense. I said movies a lot there. I don't know if that made sense or not. But hopefully it did. Putting everything back in its very basic case. I wish they went a little bit more above and beyond with this. But it is what it is. If you don't have Pulp Fiction, this is a movie that I think everybody needs to have in their collection, or at least needs to watch if you have not watched it. Let's go on to some Steelbooks. I will go over one of my favorites that is from this Wave 3 of Disney Plus Steelbooks, and that is Loki, the complete second season. I'm halfway through Loki Season 2. I really liked Loki Season 1. So I don't know why it's taken me so long to watch Season 2. I actually watched this in preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine because I'm like, oh, the TVA's in Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to miss so much if I don't get caught up with all of this, and I don't think I missed anything. I might have missed like a character, but the main TVA character is in season 1 of this. So I don't think I missed too much. But the artwork here, my God, I love this artwork. I think this artwork is absolutely phenomenal. Could look at that sucker for a very long time. Here's what the disc artwork looks like right there. And again, we've got some character cards. These are kind of tinier too, but bigger than the Pulp Fiction ones. I love the original artwork on here. Attila Sarska has done every single art piece on these Disney Plus Steelbooks. I love that they're sticking with one artist to get his interpretation of the entire MCU and the entire Star Wars universe. It's very, very cool. Here is the inside of the Steelbook right there. I don't need to take the discs out. It's just Loki, and then they're looking out a window. Nothing too crazy there. Also keep the J cards. Always keep the J cards. It's always nice when Marvel, Disney, any of that, they put in some of the special features that, again, are hiding on Disney Plus. The Marvel Assembled are some of my favorite pieces of like making ofs that are currently out there today. So if you haven't watched that, highly recommend it. And I haven't seen the one for Loki season 2 because I haven't finished Loki season 2. But once I do, I'm going to dig into that sucker as well. Now let's get into a Kino Lorber, huh? One that I'm very excited to revisit because I watched it for the first time last year. That is M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I had no idea what I was expecting from this movie. And now that I know, I'm not going to spoil it here, but now that I know what I'm expecting, is it going to have the same punch as it did the first time around? I don't know. I'm nervous that it won't, but I still really like this movie, and it kind of proved something to M. Night Shyamalan to where he could bet on himself, and more often than not, he would end up ahead. He self-financed this movie. This is the first movie that he did that with. Blumhouse joined too, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, Blumhouse movie. And yeah, the movie did very well. He made a whole bunch more after that, but this is like the second coming of M. Night, if you will. There's the 4K and Blu-ray. These KLs, man. I wish Kino Lorber would step it up a little bit, because we'll get into some Kino Cult stuff that I have on this stack too. They put a little bit more effort into those, but I guess if you've been doing the same thing forever with your discs, you got to kind of stick with tradition. I just wish the tradition looked a little bit more, less basic, I guess. A little less basic. But here's a shot of all of the special features on the back. I'm not sure if you can read that or not. Making of the Visit, audio commentary, not with M. Night Shyamalan, but with entertainment journalists. Very bizarre. Brian Reisman and Max Every. Again, Kino Lorber seems to pull people out of the woodwork to get their audio commentaries. I could lend my voice to something. Just hit me up, Kino Lorber. We already are partners in me helping showcase your titles. I would love to help out a little bit more and actually be a part of a special feature. That is my goal in 2025. I don't know if it's a New Year's resolution or not. I'm not really a big proponent of making those, but I really want that to happen this year. I would love it so much. Maybe I'll make a separate video on New Year's resolutions for physical media resolutions. Maybe. Well, I'll stick it back here. Let's continue though, because we have a lot of movies to talk about here. Let's dig into a box set. Let's go down and talk about Demolition Man from Arrow Video, a movie I have not seen yet. I will be posting my review of this in an upcoming movie log. I think the movie's been out long enough now to where it's gonna lose its punch if I put a separate video out for it. But I've heard nothing but great things about it. There's 2 different cuts of the film on here, the Taco Bell cut and the Pizza Hut cut, whatever, the Restaurant Wars. Yeah, I think this box, very basic. I wish there was a little bit more to it, but maybe the movie has a reasoning for this basic artwork. I don't know. The slipcovers from Arrow Video, don't know how I feel about them. I feel like I could rip this kind of easily. It's you hear that? It's a very like flimsy cardboard. I'd want more like solid, because the box sets are always nice and strong and solid, but cardboard, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more effort put into that, I guess. I don't know. Should I be complaining about cardboard and stuff? I feel like that's what people do on physical media channels on YouTube. I'm fine with it. I just want a little bit more. Here is the 4K itself. a plethora of special features, but again, I will get in more into that whenever I do actually crack this sucker. And is there... Ooh, there is different artwork, but the artwork in here is just the one of the box. There you go. There's a better shot of how that looks. So I'm not going to do that. We have a few art cards in here. Whoa, Stallone, Jesus. Oh, God. Okay, on the back of everything, we got the Demolition Man poster. Here are some of the cards. Here are some of the cards here. Boom, boom. Looks like a fun time. I've heard this movie is a pretty entertaining time. I've got one of my friends who saw me do an unboxing of this already on like a TikToks, Instagrams, that type of thing. And something that's included in this, where'd they go? There they are. The stickers. He's like, you don't know what the seashells are? I'm like, no, I've never seen the movie, man. But there's stickers of seashells. There's sticker of graffiti. Life is hell, brah. Wicked. I'm not taking this movie seriously at all if you are catching my drift at all. We also have a big booklet. Boom, 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 boom. There's a book. I will never read this more likely than not, but it's there if you're a fan of Demolition Man. I feel like there's a lot of fans of Demolition Man out here, and I've not looked at the poster yet. So we have this. Everyone wants to hang this up in their room. And we have this, the classic poster. Again, I don't think I've ever hung up a single poster that I've gotten from a physical media release. I want, that would be another resolution that I have. Maybe I should make a video of physical media resolutions because, my goodness, I feel like there's a lot of sameness to releases and I'm kind of wanting something different. I'm wanting a little bit different. Yeah, I'm coming up with a whole checklist of resolutions that I want right now. So if I'm coming up with a list, I might as well make a video for it, for the content. See, and then there we go. That took me far too long to put the slipcover on there. Complain session over. Next up, we have, let's do a VHS tape. Alien Romulus, the VHS tape. Yes. The first new released VHS tape to come out from a major studio since A History of Violence in 2006? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. I wish I liked the movie a little bit more. I have the 4K Steelbook and now I have the VHS version of it. I mean, I think it's absolutely crazy how 2024 has become the year of the VHS resurgence. I love it with a passion. I am kind of yearning to rewatch this. Maybe I was just in a bad mood when I saw the movie for the first time. And maybe if I know what I'm getting myself into, I will get on board of that amusement park ride of a movie a little bit more. We'll see. There's talks that there's going to be a sequel of it. If that does pop up, I will give it another shot for sure. Talked about one VHS tape. Let's just get this one out of the way as well. Went to Half Price Books, found this cutie Frankenweenie on the shelf. Had to get it. Like this movie a lot. If you haven't seen it, I want to say it's on Disney Plus. It's like 25 minutes long. This is the short that Tim Burton made decades before he made the stop motion animated movie. But yeah, this was made in 80s. I want to say he made this either right before or right after Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I'm not going to look anymore because I don't want to waste any more time. The other movie that I found at Half Price Books was Hannibal on 4K. The only Silence of the Lambs movie that I have seen is Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter movie I've seen is Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal is one of my friend's favorite movies of all time, which seems absolutely nuts to me, but I need to watch it to see if he is indeed nuts or not. And when I saw the 4K, $17.99 I want to say was the price. Couldn't pass it up. And add more Kino Lorber to the collection. Win, my friend. Let's see here. Next up, we did a Kino Lorber. Let's just do another Kino Lorber here, huh? We have The Claim. Don't know anything about this movie. Inspired by Thomas Hardy's classic novel and directed by the brilliant Michael Winterbottom, who directed 24-Hour Party People. The Claim is a story of love, struggle, passion, and redemption set against the harsh landscape of the Rocky Mountains. Woof. It's got Wes Bentley, who I know, Mila Jovovich, who I know, Sarah Polley, who I know. Have you heard good things about The Claim? Let me know in the comments, please. That would be very much appreciated. A movie that I've seen the remake of, but I have not seen the original, and I've heard the original is so good. We have The Taking of Pelham 123. They came out with the 4K of this. This is a Blu-ray standalone release of The Taking of Pelham 123. But again, I just needed this in the collection because I need to finally watch the sucker. I feel like I've seen parts of this, and maybe I've watched it on Letterboxd, but I don't think I watched this to the very end for some reason, and I don't know why. Because this seems very, very familiar to me, like this shot, this frame right here. I'm not sure. I might be going crazy at my old age, but yeah, on the inside you see the reversible artwork that's on the slipcover is on here as well. So I flipped it over, got the Taking of Pelham 123 subway station artwork on there. Have you seen this movie? Let me know in the comments if it is any good or not. Next movie we have, I just got done watching while I'm filming this, and I'm kind of hesitant to talk about it. It's Frankie Frico. I loved Psycho Goreman with an absolute passion, and this is the next film directed by Steven Kotowski, who directed that film. And when I heard that it had a huge focus on puppetry, I got even more excited because I love me some puppet movies. I've heard it was akin to Gremlins. I just rewatched Gremlins a couple nights before I popped this in. Had a fun time with Gremlins. I love the puppetry in this. I love the practical effects in this. But the plot of the movie was not good. I did not enjoy that much time with Frankie Frico, unfortunately. I want to say I have it on Letterboxd. I want to say I gave it a 2 out of 5, I think. It just never clicked for me, and that is an absolute bummer because I love the artwork. Scream Factory and Shout Studios did a great job with the slipcover. It just didn't work for me at all. I'm still going to check out the director's next film because Psycho Goreman was so bizarre and so unique and so great that I'm hoping this one is just a hiccup, a speed bump down the road, and he will make another feature that I like that's better than Frankie Frico. It was just so boring and dull. And when a movie is less than 90 minutes long and it feels like it's pulling teeth with the length of time it's taking for things to happen, not my favorite type of film. I'm kind of out at that point. Another movie that I have heard very mixed things about. Either you love it or you hate it. That is Joker Folie à Deux. And when it first got released and all the critics were reviewing it, I heard nothing but terrible things about it. But the longer it was out in theaters, which it wasn't that long, but the longer it was out, the more positivity I heard about this movie. I want to say Tarantino, this is like one of his top 10 films of the year. Somebody very prestigious who's a director had this as one of their top 10 films of the year. I don't know. I am intrigued to check this out, to say the very least. And also, there is a 4-part making of documentary on this sucker. One of my favorite special features that has came out this year was on the Furiosa release, also from Warner Brothers. And that's not talked about enough that I have seen. I haven't seen any talk about it. That was such a detailed making of that really had me reminiscing on great special features of days gone by. And I hope that this is another example of that, because Warner Brothers honestly is knocking it out of the park with special features this year, at least with long documentaries, because nobody's doing that. They're just throwing pinpoints on the back of their physical media releases as filler content to show off how much is packed into this disc. Sometimes I don't want to watch just an interview. Sometimes I want to watch a nicely edited together documentary. That's definitely more my speed. I don't know about you, but maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. Let's go to another Steelbook, shall we? This time from the Star Wars universe. We have Ahsoka. It says the complete first season. I don't know if it's ever going to get a second. I've heard very mixed things about Ahsoka. I have not seen it myself. Honestly, I'm a little Star Wars out. Even though I am watching Skeleton Crew right now, I'm enjoying it. That's the first Star Wars Disney Plus show that I have watched in a very long time. I watched seasons 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, really liked it. Never started season 3. I have it on 4K now, so I might start it. That's coming a little bit later. Never got into Ahsoka, never watched Clone Wars either, so this never really did too much for me. There is the disc artwork right here. We've got the cards right here, and here, and here. And on the inside, I will take the discs out for this because I do think this is a very cool shot of the inside. Boom. Got some nice lightsaber action. I don't know. I want to like Star Wars a lot more. I loved it as a kid. But the content dump of this IP is just making me exhausted. Like, even more than Marvel is, honestly. Star Wars just, I feel like they don't know. They need to have that fix for their audience, and they don't quite know how to give it to them in a way that their fan base wants. And that's not a great place to sit. But 3 episodes into Skeleton Crew, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. So I'm hoping wave 4 of these Steelbooks, that one does come out to 4K, because I would love to see that. Not streaming, because sometimes streaming just doesn't give me the clearest picture that I absolutely want to have, you know? Speaking of clarity, though, speaking of very, very good clarity movies, I talked about this in my last movie log, but I haven't shown it in a new release roundup. I got this Black Friday on Amazon, $18.86, I want to say, is the final price for this. And normally this costs like $60. So I jumped on that, and I'm very happy that I did. Again, I've shown this off a couple of times on the channel. I will just do a very quick zoom by of American Pie. Loved the movie, loved it just as much as I did when I was in high school. I think it's aged very well, probably not gracefully, but it has aged better than I thought that it would. Has a ton of special features on here. The 4K transfer looks stellar. And yeah, to have this movie in my collection for less than $20, that has been my physical media purchase of the year by a long shot. At least the best deal that I have found. The $5 Steelbooks in the Walmart bargain bin, that was a fun time too. But online purchases, I guess, this is definitely, it takes the cake for me. Next up, we should dig into another box set. These are my first films sent to me by Deaf Crocodile, a label that I've known of, but I've never had any of their releases. They were part of the OCN Direct umbrella, I guess, who is also under the umbrella of Vinegar Syndrome. So they were a partner label. They decided to pull out of that partner label and start putting out stuff on their own. And if you know anything about Vinegar Syndrome, you know their slipcovers are top tier, S tier for sure. Well, maybe maybe Deaf Crocodile knew that, decided we're not just gonna do slipcovers, we're gonna do the whole dang box set game for movies that honestly none of these I've ever heard of before. This one is Philaday. Love me some animation. They said that this movie was akin to Watership Down and Plague Dogs. I've seen Watership Down. Heartbreaking. The art style is very Don Bluth-esque from what they were saying. Very like a Secret of Nimish. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this. I love animation with a passion. I don't think they've had any 4K releases, but I think animation and black and white movies are the 2 top contenders for like best pops on 4K. Still excited to watch this for the first time on Blu-ray, just on physical media in general. And this is a movie that if it wasn't in my collection, I probably would never watch it, because if it was on a streaming service, I would have to dig forever to find it. Got a whole bunch of kitties on the inside here. You can scan the QR code. That's perfect for making videos of this if you want to get a little bit more information on transcribed bonus content. There you go, Deaf Crocodile. They are thinkers, innovators. And honestly, like I said, all of these movies from Deaf Crocodile I've never heard of before, but the packaging on this is very, very solid, folks. Let me tell you. There we go. Spot gloss on the spine. Spot gloss on the title right here as well. That one didn't pop as well on video. Very, very thick booklet, but my favorite type of booklet. Picture booklets. Oh, these are all words, but in the back, there's a whole bunch of images. These are the type of books I can get into, you know what I'm saying? But then you got a couple of essays for people who like words and stuff. I like moving images. Movies, people. Give me images in books more often, please. Putting all this stuff back. It also comes with a J card here that has more of the special feature content, a little bit more about the movie right there. I guess one gripe that I have, not a real gripe, just one that I'm like, ah, man, this doesn't fit in the box by like a millimeter. It is so close, and I don't want to fold it. So I'm just gonna keep it on the box like so, but I think it would look cleaner on the shelf if like stuff wasn't hanging off on it like so. If it was a little bit tinier on the top or a little bit tinier down here, then it would fit in the box. I love having J cards in the box just so I don't have to get rid of the piece of paper that it came with, you know? Another box set that I got from Deaf Crocodile. Look at this beauty. The Outcast. I think this sucker absolutely shines. This is stunning. And I'm hoping that it comes off on camera because, dear Lord, this thing is great. This thing looks amazing. Cannot wait to watch it. It is based off of a Irish folk horror movie, I believe, from 1982, 95 minutes long. A major rediscovery for fans of folklore, fantasy, and folk horror. The long-lost Irish film The Outcast was the first feature film directed by Robert Wynne Simmons. Famed for his work as writer of Blood on Satan's Claw, The Outcast plays like an ancient ballad somehow captured on film, filled with the sorcery of earth and woods, musicians hooded in pagan straw masks and skirts, prejudice, myth, religion, and yes, ghosts. Yeah. Oh, there's another QR code. Have fun scanning that. So yeah, this just seems like something that is up my alley. Very Midsommar, very Wicker Man, very The Vavitch. There was a shot in here of a guy that I want to show you because I thought that was very striking. Again, we got some images, which I love. We've got some essays, which I won't read, but they're here for people who like to read it. I got to find the picture, so I'm not just flipping through. And literally, it was like 3 pages away. Look at that guy. That dude looks creepy. I love it. I love me some creepy folk horror because it just gets under my skin so much. And sometimes I like to be unsettled. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that is a feeling that I want to have. And last but not least, from Deaf Crocodile, we have The Golden Fern. This movie is a fairy tale-esque film from the Czech Republic. Again, don't know anything about this one either. Black and white film from the 1960s. The Golden Fern. And again, the packaging is just stellar on all of these. I'm hoping that you can read some of the bonus features if you pause it. You might not be able to, but scan the QR code. I know you can do that with your little phone. I'll even leave it up there for another couple seconds. Huh? There you go. If you want to learn about the Golden Fern. And then, you know, a book. I wish that there were less books. God, I cannot wait to go do this resolutions video. I have more gripes than I thought I did. Normally, I do not lose sleep over physical media stuff, and I just let it like roll off my back like a duck. But yeah, I think there's juice to the squeeze here. Speaking of ducks, speaking of baby ducks, a movie that I'm going to watch tonight with the kiddos, The Wild Robot. So I can throw my review up right there to tell you what I thought of it. I don't know what I thought of it right now, but I've heard that this movie is phenomenal. From the people who have seen it, who like, you know, like the insider movie stuff, they say this should probably win Best Picture, Best Animated Feature, in like anything that it's up against. My daughter has read the book for The Wild Robot, so I'm excited to watch it. And again, I'll let you know what I thought over there. Let's go over, we have a lot of Steelbooks. We have, I would say half of this stack is probably Steelbooks. We got to do like Steelbook movie, Steelbook movie, Steelbook movie. Here's a movie that I'm hoping to watch with my kids. We have Transformers 1. Look at that freaking Steelbook. That is so sharp. It shines like crazy. The back is better, just as good, if not better. I love the imagery on this Steelbook so much. There's a nice shot of both of them. And then on the inside, you get a one shot of everybody here. This is directed by one of the directors who directed Toy Story 3, I believe, which I absolutely love. No, Josh Cooley. Did Josh Cooley direct Toy Story 4? I could have swore somebody who directed, because Lee Ulrich directed 3, I think. I'm losing the plot. Just move forward, Jacob. Roll out. Yeah, I've heard very good things about this movie as well. Absolutely tanked in the box office, but I'm hoping that it absolutely shines in 4K. We shall find out very shortly. Now let's go to a non-Steelbook, and that is the latest edition in the Kino Cult line, 1000 Convicts and a Woman. And that's exactly the type of movie that this is. To the warden's daughter, prison was a giant playpen. A cage full of men to take, to break, to play with, any way she wished. woof. I have not seen this movie just yet, but I think I know what I'm getting myself into, and I have to be in the right type of mood to watch some gratuitousness like 10,000 Convicts and a Woven has in it. But I will say, Kino Cult line, they are just throwing out everything into that line, and more often than not, I like what they have, and I love how they do the font of the movie on the disc. Again, it beats what they were doing with the Kino Classics line, so at least they started off on a better foot with this line. They are 20 entries in. I want to say I have 21 too. There are 21 entries in. This is number 20, but so far, so solid from Kino Cult. Next Steelbook we have, let's go over Willow! Here is Willow. Have never seen Willow. I know, you can shout at me in the comments all you want. I plan on watching it. Friend on social media, B-Star Cinema. I've had him on my podcast. That was the most listened to episode of my podcast in 2024. People love some B-Star, man. I do as well. He just had an interview junket for Nosferatu. I'm so happy for that, man. Could not have happened to a more nicer guy. But this is one of his favorite movies. He named his daughter after Willow, the movie. So that has to mean something. And it means that I have to watch it for sure. There's the inside. No Blu-ray art from Disney. That's a rarity. They do for the 4K, but just to have the blank Willow Blu-ray on there is a little unfortunate, to say the least. Here is the J card with all the goodies on here as well. Making of, that's always good. From Morph to Morphine, deleted scenes, video diaries, those are always fun. I love when those are included. Yeah, Willow. Let me know your thoughts on that movie as well in the comments, because I don't know. I don't know too much about it. Oh, we got a couple of Severin films. I should probably showcase those off. We're over halfway through this video. Here is Dario Argento's Deep Cuts. From my knowledge, this was a TV show from Italy, I want to say, which has a whole bunch of just one-off episodes directed by a lot of Italian horror greats. And that had me excited and intrigued to check this one out. This is a 4-disc set loaded with all of the episodes, a whole bunch of very, very good special features, including a whole bunch of commentaries. The show was called Dario Argento, My Cinema. It has part 1, part 2 on here. There's a whole bunch of shorts. There's a documentary, Dario Argento, Master of Horror. Just a whole bunch of greatness. And disc 4 looks like it's full of special features. Again, the drilled down pinpoints of just interviews. But for this, it makes more sense, honestly. This makes more sense to have just interviews than it does to have a documentary based on it, because it's a TV show. And you can drill down into different directors directing their episodes. Steelbook now, huh? We have Shaun of the Dead, baby! Shaun of the Dead, 20th anniversary of Shaun of the Dead. That's absolutely crazy. In this great looking, very comic book stylized steelbook. Looks very nice in person. I have probably 4 different versions of this movie on steelbook alone. What's different about this physical release on the disc is that it includes Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision for the first time. You don't really need to see back here. It's just a whole bunch of cornettos. Yeah, that has me very excited to rewatch this movie, because it's been a long time since I've seen Shaun of the Dead. I need to change that pronto. There's a new bonus feature on here, 20 Bloody Years, where they get back Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And they talk about, you know, how long of lasting history of movies that this movie has, how it's kind of stood the test of time, which is very, very cool. Director Edgar Wright joins actors Simon Pegg and Nick Frost to reflect on the funniest zombie movie ever made. So there's just, you know, they're reminiscing, man. They're grabbing some pints. They're having a good time. Glug, glug, glug. So I just did a steelbook. It's time to do another slipcover movie. And let's go with this one from Lionsgate. Never Let Go, Holly Berry. Love me some Holly Berry. A new horror classic is born. I will say this did not light the box office on fire when it got released. Not so fun fact, Lionsgate has never had a movie this year in theaters make more than $50 million. That is absolutely terrible. I love Lionsgate as a company. I'm rooting for them so hard to have something break out. Hopefully Ballerina gets them back in the black next year. But yeah, Holly Berry. I'm hoping that this movie is great. I've heard kind of mixed things about Never Let Go, but I will give a horror movie with Halle Berry a shot any day of the week. Never Let Go. So I lied about having equal amounts Steelbooks and non-Steelbooks, but I will continue to go down this path. Next up, we have Hawkeye, the complete first season. There have been talks that there might be a second season of Hawkeye, which honestly, I would be all on board for. I adored this show. I thought it was great. I think it's some of the best MCU Disney Plus content that has been made, and it is Christmassy as all get out. A great time to have this release come out. I like this quite a bit. I liked the supporting cast. I thought Jeremy Renner was great in this. It's just a nice family show to pop on that you can have, I guess, on for Christmas if you want to. Gives you a reason to at least rewatch it for a month out of the year. We got some cute sweater aesthetics on the discs, which I kind of like. On the art cards, I will pop them up here and here and here. And then for the inside, they made a musical in here about Steve Rogers the musical. And there is the shot of the inside with just a Times Square-esque shot of that musical, which I thought was a very cute little touch to have. There is Hawkeye, the complete series. Let me know what you thought of this show in the comments. Well, it looks like I have 12 more titles to talk about, so I'm going to go over a couple that I don't really have too much information on that I still want to showcase off just in case you might be interested. From VCI Entertainment and MVD, we have Mary Pickford. Again, don't know too much about this release. The Love Light takes place during the First World War, where Mary Pickford plays a young Italian woman who tends to the local lighthouse, falls in love with a man she rescued from the sea. An opposite Little Mermaid situation? I doubt it, but it sounds like it might be. Love the nice slim case that this sucker has. Very, very nice there, and it's hefty. There's a lot in that sucker. Next up, one that just seems like a pilot for a TV show, but I would watch this TV show about Slice of America. I don't know what it is about food content, especially like reviewing pizza, reviewing any type of like fast food, people eating food in their cars. Like, why do I like watching that so much? Because I watch a lot of it. I've actually thought about making my own little series about reviewing chicken wings, because I feel like nobody's talking about chicken wings in restaurants, and I love chicken wings with a passion. If I love it so much, why don't I share that as well? I've got a nice name in my head for the series too, so maybe. We'll see how it goes. But Slice of America, I feel like everybody is doing like, oh, hey, here's my pizza in my neck of the woods, and I'm going to try every single one in my area. But this one is from, where? Florida. Fantini's New Haven style, a pizza. I'm going to watch this. I love stuff like this, and just going into a day in the life of a mom and pop shop is always entertaining to me, especially if they have entertaining casts of characters like you do in your family. So cannot wait to watch Slice of America. Next up, we have Horrible History. This includes 3 different movies, often described as the godfather of Hong Kong cinema. Chang Chen made nearly 100 films during a long and storied career spent at the Shaw Brothers Studios. There are 3 movies in here. 4 historical epics. We have Marco Polo, the Pirate, Boxer Rebellion, my goodness, and 4 writers. Let's open this one up. It's a Eureka title. I gotta give it the love and care that it deserves. Open it up. Like so. Love that fisticuffs there. Eureka puts out some great releases. I just wish that I got more into Kung Fu movies. I have not really dipped my toe into that genre. Love the dividers in here. My goodness. That looks nice. I would much rather have something like this as opposed to a double stack disc. Those drive me absolutely nuts. And then we got a nice image here, a booklet, nice little booklet with all 4 films. Ooh, it's got some movie posters. I'm a sucker for a movie poster. Look at that. There's Marco Polo. Here is The Pirate. That looks nice. When I'm showing it over here, it's mirrored, so I kind of want to look at them myself as well. Here's Boxer Rebellion. And last but not least, here is 4 writers with the 4 aces right there. That's kind of cute. Again, know nothing about these, but Eureka, if you like Kung Fu movies, Eureka's a great boutique label to get behind. That's for dang sure. We also have from Arrow Video something that I'm definitely looking forward to checking out. The Last Video Store. I have such great memories of going to my mom and pop video store and checking out anything that really caught my eye while walking the aisles. And The Last Video Store, if that has if that brings back any of those memories while I'm watching it, I will be so happy. A love letter to video rental stores and the B-movie treasures that line their walls. It's a genre-loving blast of pure joy. A real treasure trove for genre fans, both new and old. I mean, this sounds great. Here's the inside look at that VHS tape being ripped apart. The Last Video Store. So many special features on this release as well, including visual essays. Give me visual essays. Don't give me a book. There's probably a book in here. Yeah, there's a book in here, but at least they're giving me a special feature on here, which is pretty much what the words of the book would be, but showing me pretty pictures. I like movies. I like to watch content, not read content. Who reads content? Look at that right there. Okay. Very, very interesting. The card I got in here is for William Shatner's Incubus Arrow Video. Never heard of Incubus. Don't know if that's good or bad sign, but I love how Arrow Video just like pops Easter egg cards in, being like, stay on the lookout. We got a new release coming through. This is a slasher of sorts, maybe, almost. Okay. Yes, definitely. This looks great. This looks like a movie I want to watch pronto. We also have a double-sided poster of, guess what? The artwork that I've already shown you on this release. This is another thing to add to the list of pet peeves. Why give me a poster of the same artwork that I've already looked at? I don't know. If I'm going to look at that artwork, I don't want it hanging up on my wall. I'll just pull out the release and look at it. Rant over. Oh, I got to put Incubus back. I forgot to put Incubus back into its nice little hidey hole. Boom. There we go. Let's go over the last of the Disney Plus Steelbooks. The Mandalorian, the complete third season. This is the season that I watched 2 episodes of, and I'm like, I'm good. I've heard not great things about this season, but I really liked seasons 1 and 2, so it really makes me want to be a completionist and watch this, especially before the Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out next year, 2 years. I'm not quite sure how long of a wait that's going to be, but yeah, I just heard Jeremy Allen White is going to voice Jabba the Hutt's son. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that's a choice. You do you, Jeremy Allen White. Yes, chef, I will watch it, and I am very intrigued to see where it goes. I've liked you ever since Shameless, so I don't know. I feel like that hasn't been a long time, but that's been a decade, 11, 12 years since Shameless started, so that's kind of crazy to talk about for sure. What should we do next? We should probably go over another Severin release, huh? Here is 2020 Texas Gladiators. Oh God, that came out very, very quickly. I'm leaving it in. No cuts. No cuts here. Look at this slipcover, my guys. This is absolutely great. Very quality level of Vinegar Syndrome, R. Severin. Maybe a tiny step below, but still like pretty much on the same level as them. Here is the movie itself, 2020 Texas Gladiators. This is a 3-disc set. 1 4K, 1 Blu-ray, 1 CD. Yes, the CD soundtrack is in here. Severin loves to throw CD soundtracks in. I've never listened to any CD soundtrack that I've gotten from a release, but it's cool that they're there for people who do like that. I can't remember the last time I popped in a CD, period. I'm more of a vinyl guy. I would love to see more like mini vinyl releases. I know Shout Factory does that. It's a cool little shtick. But I don't know. I've gotten a couple of theirs. They're cool, but they're again a 7-inch. I want a big 12-inch. I could talk about the vinyls for a while. I've thought about doing a vinyl collection video here with all of my like movie soundtracks and stuff. So if you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments if that is something you would like to watch. But next up, we have Speak No Evil, James McAvoy. I've heard very promising things about this. I know it's a remake of a movie that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've heard that the original, of course, is better than the Americanized remake. It normally is, but I'm a fan of James McAvoy being insane James McAvoy. Getting just insanely buff, insanely ripped, and looking insanely chaotic, crazy. Yes, that looks very Jack Nicholson in The Shining, if I do say so myself. Very excited to check this sucker out. December is for holiday movies. January and November are where I try to play as much 2024 catch up as I possibly can. Because January, there's nothing to do except for binge on movies and not go outside. So that's what I will be doing. And that's when I'll probably pop in Speak No Evil. Next on the docket, from MVD and Anchor Bay, baby, we have Kirsten Baha. Don't know too much about this either. It's a handmade fever dream, a pulpy mashup that is sure to become an instant cult classic. I'll be the judge of that. Again, really don't know too much about this, but am very happy to see Anchor Bay back. One movie that I am interested to check in though, because I like the cast. I really like the actor / director, Crust. This seems like a very, very interesting movie. 40, 50 something, however old he is. He owns a laundromat. He was a child star. Life isn't going where he wants to. And something finally pops. He becomes viral again. And then like this little thing happens. I don't want to spoil too much from the movie because I haven't seen it myself. I've just heard snippets of it and it sounds interesting to say the least. But Sean Wallen is somebody, or Waylon Wallen, he's somebody who I have liked for a very, very long time. So yeah, cannot wait to check this movie out as well. And again, Anchor Bay, love to see Anchor Bay back. The first 3 films they came out with out of the gate had me very curious to see where they go in 2025. I know they just announced that they're going to release the documentary on Gunnar Hansen. I want to say Interview with Leatherface or something with Leatherface. Yeah, I love me some Texas Chainsaw, so that should be very, very good as well. Last Steelbook, folks, from Turbine Media, we have Twister. This is 100,000 million times better than the Steelbook we got in the States. Hated that clip art looking. I thought it looked so bad. Did not add that to the collection. I have the 4K of Twister already, but when I saw this release from Turbine, I knew like, yes, I need this. I need this in my life. Thank you very much. Here is the inside. I have the J card folded up here. I hate to do it, but I just needed to. 4K Blu-ray. Blu-ray is region B, so just you are aware, I will always watch the 4K. I'm a-okay with that. And then on the inside here, I just need to take the one off because we have Mr. Bill Paxton looking at the storm from afar. Yeah, I miss Bill Paxton. He's one of the actors who I loved when he popped in anything, and now that he's not in anything new, it just makes me sad when I see him on releases like this. We have 2 more movies to talk about. First up, we have Below, a horror film that has a appearance of Zach Galifianakis, which I thought was very, very interesting. On what should be a routine rescue mission from World War II, the submarine USS Tiger Shark picks up 3 survivors on a U-boat attack. As the crew is trapped together in the sub's narrow corridors and constricted spaces, bizarre and frightening events begin to transpire. That does not sound like a Zach Galifianakis movie to me, though. From the director of Pitch Black, that has me very intrigued as well. The cast, Scott Foley, Olivia Williams, Bruce Greenwood, Matt Davis, Zach Galifianakis, Dexter Fletcher. Like, it has a whole bunch of great character actors. Again, the very low-key mid disc artwork, if you can even call it that. But Kino puts out so many releases in a month. It's just, I don't know how they do it, but I love that they do it. And the fact that the movie Below got a 4K, no other company would put out Below on 4K, but Kino Lorber would. And I love seeing just them kind of do a shotgun blast approach of physical media releases. You pick what you want, but more often than not in a month, there's something that you want. So I absolutely love that. And last but not least, we have Watchmen Chapter 2 animated. I've heard that Chapter 1 is very, 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 very good. So I cannot wait to watch 1 and 2 now that I have the entire film that was in 2 parts, kind of like Wicked, I guess. But yeah, don't have too much to say on this. I have not read the comic book, but I heard this is like very beat for beat what the comic book is, as opposed to the Zack Snyder Watchmen, which could only do so much with its 2.5, 3 hour runtime. So yeah, very pumped to watch this. How long is this one? This is only 89 minutes, so this might be just as long as the Zack Snyder movies. Interesting, had no idea. But that was everything in New Release Roundup number 23. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting to the very end. If you've gotten this far and are not subscribed to the channel, I'd very much appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you. Look at the cute doggy. Oh, look at the cute doggy. Oh, look at the doggy. Oh, look at the doggy. Oh, look at the doggy. Hi, doggy. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, if you made it this far, congratulations. You have found the after credit scene. Good for you. Good for you. I've gotten Marty all riled up, but there are no edits after the credits. My question for you today is the last video store. I want to know what your favorite video store memory is, either that you have personally witnessed, if you've witnessed it in a movie. If you've never been to a video store, please let me know. I'm always trying to track the demographic of each app that I use. Yeah, I would just be interested what YouTube is kind of funneling, or who my content is getting funneled to. Normally it's like late 30s, early 40s type stuff. But yeah, let me know your favorite video store memory in the comments, and let's just zoom into Arrow Video. I think my dog has to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna let him go. Bye-bye!